I'm Dr. Darrell Wolf, and today I would like to do what I would call a practitioner testimonial. I have Guylaine on the line, and Guylaine is from just in Quebec. Whereabouts, Guylaine, are you from?
My city is Sainte-Anne-de-la-Pérade, Quebec, Canada. It is between Quebec and Trois-Rivières.
Okay, all right. How far is it from Quebec City?
From Quebec, we are about 45 minutes to 1 hour.
Okay,
yeah.
All right. So
and about 2 hours from Montreal.
Okay. So anyways, today, everyone, she just gave me a call and we were talking about her husband, and then the conversation went from, hey, would you like to talk about how you came and why you came to take the whole life coach course, and where you were with your health, your family's health before, and then we'll just ask her some questions, her little journey. How's that? So Guylaine, how did you hear about the New World Practitioner course to come to Barrie, Ontario to take the course?
I followed you since almost 2 years. Every day I was listening to you. Yes, since two years, yes. And everything that you said and that you say today too resonates always to me, because I think that I know that I was born to do that. But at that time I didn't know it. But today I know. So I discovered you on the internet, and I was listening to you every day, and everything resonates to me. And I said to my husband, I love this man. I have to see him in person. So if you want me to talk about my health, what I can say is that I began to have treatments from Sage, your son,
yes.
Dr. Sage. Yes, last year in August 2022, and I received all the treatments, and I can say to you that is where I discovered that everything how can I say that? I discovered when he touched me, when he did the treatments, that I was responsible for my health. Everything that I had in my body that didn't work well.
Right.
I was the one who was responsible, and it kept me in the head so much. Since then, I never go back. I never got back again. I mean, in my thoughts, in my in my action, in everything. When you realize something and you cannot go back, that's what I felt. And after that, I went to your course and your two courses, the whole life coach and the wealth non-surgical, and it was so an experience. It is a life-changing, but sometimes people say this, it's a life-changing, but you know what? It is more than that. What I realized there is that I was exceptional. Yes, and I am.
Yeah, you are exceptional. Now, if I can say something to you, now understand everyone, this is not a marketing thing, this is not a setup. But do you think that you would have made the breakthroughs that you are making in this short period if you never came to the course? And I need everyone to understand, I'm asking this question because unless you're willing to go to boot camp brainwashing, because it's boot camp brainwashing, because whether you like it or not, either you're going to brainwash yourself or someone's going to do it for you. End of story. That's how that goes. Mm-hmm. It works like that. It doesn't work any other way. And the reality is this, unless you're going to go deep and you're going to go hard, and you came for 22 days, didn't you? You came for the whole life coach and then the Wolf non-surgical. So do you mind ask just that question I asked you? How long do you think it would take for you to get through and learn and erase and replace and change parts of your personality to get yourself to a point of empowerment if you didn't come?
Too long. I cannot say how much time, but what I know is when you want to be at the top of your, at the top for yourself, you have to share with someone else. And you don't have to be afraid to go in a course with many people. All I had to do, as I said at the beginning of the course, I am here for me, not for anyone else.
Yes.
I am here for me. I know that I need that. And what I realized is really that you have to listen to the other people. You don't have to be on your head. You have to listen to what the others say. And that is where and when you have breakthroughs.
Now,
because you cannot learn if you are not in the world of the other one. If you are just in your head, that doesn't work. And you stay in your subconscious. But when you are in the present moment, that is where everything happens. You understand, my friend, my English?
I understand you completely. Now, do you understand when I said that if you're not going to be selfish enough to know how to create a perfect day for yourself, then you can't help another?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, at the beginning, everybody, I get it. It sounds, oh my God, you're so selfish, Dr. Wolf. The reality is if you're not selfish enough to be able to know how to create a perfect day for yourself and make unconditional, caring, and loving choices for yourself, then guess what? You better buckle up because it's going to be a bumpy road. Do you find that the bumps in your life have smoothened out?
Mm-hmm. If I had a bump?
Yeah, do you find what has changed emotionally, nutritionally, physically after you took the whole life coach course? Let's talk about that course. How did that course change you? And everyone, that's a 9-day emotional, nutritional, and physical course. Okay.
I am my true self now.
Right.
I didn't give me the right to be me 100% before. That's what changed to me. And my mirror work is very awesome. And also that's where I understood deeply that the invisible creates the physical. And that's where I understood that no matter what happens, I will thrive. It is in myself. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I do.
It is so deep. It is so profound. So what I mean in my words is I have no fear. I have no fear because I know that I can do everything. It is very deep, and I think you cannot feel that if you don't share with others. You cannot feel that if you don't do something for you. You cannot. As you a deep work within us, and we must want to do that. If we don't want, we don't go to those courses. You have to be ready.
You do. And the other thing is guess what? You need to be ready, everyone. And you need to be ready here. You need to be ready psychologically. Okay. And if you're not ready, look at what happened in the last 3 years. Look at what they did to the majority of the population. I never went for any of this. And now we're going to get into this whole climate change thing, 15-minute city. Kelowna is going to become a 15-minute city. I understand Kelowna, British Columbia, where I am right now, they became the first 5G city. And if you look up, every day I've been here, we cannot see nice blue skies. It's all just laced with chemtrails. And if everybody noticed something, okay, you notice now that they were denying chemtrails before, and now they're coming out because the majority of the population have accepted the fact that chemtrails are normal. You know, people didn't even notice for the last 5 years that they were doing this. They just thought it was normal. People are unconscious. They're not awake, okay? And a lot of them are so exhausted and toxic that they can't even think straight. And now the biggest thing is that the majority of the population, you cannot count on them. The majority of the population also believe that there's actually a climate change, that there's a carbon problem. And I can tell you scientifically, I wanted to look into it myself. And in North America, okay, we have 14 times more trees than we need for the carbon we put out. And carbon is a nutrient for the plant. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, the majority of the population is very ignorant. The majority of the population will never wake up. So I really don't know where we're going here, but I will tell you this much. Do you believe that, Guylaine, that people are capable of waking up on their own, hanging around and doing the same life that they've always done? Do you think they would ever wake up?
Absolutely not.
No, it's not going to happen.
No, you cannot. You cannot. It's impossible. You have to have someone that will help you to see, and if you don't want to see, you stay like you are in your stupid belief system.
And that's absolutely right. And I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? All right? So understand something. The only carbon they want to get rid of is the carbon human beings. We are all carbon human beings, and they're trying to get rid of us. And you know what? The thing is I always have to talk myself down off the ladder. It's like, don't judge, Daryl. The majority of the population is never going to wake up, and that's not a judgment. It's an observation, because have they ever woken up? Have they ever woken up? I just want someone to tell me, and don't tell me that I'm negative. You know what? I'm not going to blow smoke up my own butt, okay? I'm not going to play a childish game here. I'm going to be logical and understand that the majority will never change, and I need to go where the population is not so dense, so many people. I mean, dense physically and mentally dense. And the reality is, the world's going to go this way. You just watch this. Everybody just allows this 15-minute city thing to come in, and you know, this whole carbon thing. I hope you know, I just said, everyone, why don't you do your homework? We have 14 times more the trees than we need for the carbon we put out already. And that carbon is actually a nourishment for the planet. And there is no climate change. Okay, so, and I'm going to bring a gentleman on, and he's a historian. He does cycles, and he's gone back for, you know, thousands, tens of thousands of years. And he says everything's just a cycle. And but he said the biggest problem is the majority of the population is psycho. Okay, all right. So let me just say, what you took the course, the Whole Life Coach course, which was emotional, nutritional course, and a 9-day one. How did that change your life? Tell me what you do differently now.
Oh, my what I eat, my drink, my thoughts. It is first. This is my thoughts. Okay.
Okay.
This is my thought, because you cannot change. You cannot change if you don't. If you are not aware of your thoughts. Okay.
That's right.
Give me a moment. I will just bring my dog. Come here, baby. Let me see. Okay. It is my thought. I am aware of my thoughts. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
That is the key. And that is what I share with my husband about that. That is something that he didn't do. And he understands now that everything happens between our 2 ears.
And let me ask you a question. How's your relationship? Is that any different with him, that you came back?
Oh, yes.
That you only, and do you find it a struggle because he didn't take the course, or do you find that he's open for this?
No, he's open.
Beautiful.
He's open for this. Oh,
Beautiful.
yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. That's good.
He has not listened to you since 2 years because he doesn't understand English.
Right.
But I have to translate. It's not the same thing as me, but I have not to change him. He has to do his part for his life.
He does.
I do my part for my life.
That's right.
I am not about having love from him because I don't love myself. It's not that. That's enough. I love myself. I know who I am. I do my part, and when I do something that I see that I think it is wrong and it goes against me, yes. I change that. I am aware of that. But even if I have those things that are bad, I know that I am human. I have the right to do that, and that's it.
So you're saying you let yourself off the hook a lot easier and a lot quicker now, and you're not kicking the crap out of yourself because you've been taught that you're a failure or a sinner or that you need to be punished, right?
Absolutely. You remember when we were in the course,
yes.
The religion and all that stuff? Wow. All I need is my God, is me loving myself, doing the work, doing the exercises, etc. Do the best I can.
Right. I get it.
Oh
but,
my
but
goodness.
It's allowing yourself to do the best that you've done the best you can. So now you're an observer and not a judger.
No. I observe very much. Yes. And it is a journey. It is so fantastic to see the world with eyes of observation because there is no judgment.
That's right.
I feel that. I know that. I don't say to you that I never judge. No, I do it again, but I am aware of my thoughts and I say, no, he or she has the right to be how she is or how he is. That's correct. That's perfect.
When I was younger, I got into some Buddhism quite a bit.
Yeah.
And what I really struggled with was is that we need to do things in life without emotional attachment. But what I never understood was I always thought that it meant that you had to numb yourself out. But it's not about numbing yourself out. It's about mastering your emotions and being able to observe without judgment. Because when you judge, somebody has to pay the price, and it's usually you. Even if you hate someone, you're not calling them up all the time telling them you hate them. You're just thinking about it all the time. Or if somebody in your family passes on or somebody is ill, we feel like you weren't part of the family and you weren't a good human being if you didn't suffer as much or suffered as enough that everybody knew that you needed to let everybody know that when somebody's suffering that you're suffering with them. And that was the hardest thing for me to give up and to realize that you should be able to walk away and not take anything personal and not need approval for letting yourself off the hook as fast as you can snap your fingers and get back to that slight smile, lion heart breath. Everybody has their own combination. If this happens, I suffer this long. If this happens, I suffer that long. And if this happens, I make everybody suffer, right?
Yeah. I want to tell you something just to continue on what you say.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I had a conversation with my brother, my husband, and my mother because she comes here to have treatment.
Okay.
And I said to them, because I am a caregiver, so cancer in my family, big bullshit. Many times. I think 8 times. My husband, my mother, and my sister. Okay?
Yeah.
And I can tell you something. I said to them yesterday, let's imagine if everyone on the earth, and just in our family, let's imagine that everybody love themselves unconditionally, and they take care of themselves. What remains? Just happy people, healthy, no caregivers. That would be fantastic. And you know what? My mother is 87 years old, and she finally accepted that. It was hard for her,
87.
but she accepted that. She sees what I do with my business that I'm creating, and she's not the same towards me, since she sees what I do, because what I do works.
If you stand in your power,
absolutely,
okay,
I wear my ovaries.
And you're doing it with unconditional love. You're standing in your power with unconditional love. You're not pushing it on anyone else. Eventually, people are going to accept it because you're no longer a threat. But they will be threatened if your new personality is too much of a change and doesn't meet their belief systems. Are you with me?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is always a threat when we are not ready to change, but when we are ready to change, we are open to, like I was open to you, you know?
Yes, I do.
You understand?
I do know. Yes, I do.
Hey, can I ask you something?
Please. Go ahead.
Is my English enough good for you?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Your English is wonderful. Just wonderful. Yeah. You know what? I want to say something. We should be able to have a smile on our face no matter what happens to the planet or what happens to our families. And the reality is everyone, do you remember when people used to pass on, especially if the husband passed on, you would be a widow. That's such a nice name, a widow. Okay. And then you would wear black for a year so that you could give yourself cancer or heart disease and depression. What a bunch of crap. Okay. Yeah. We need to push back. I mean, look, it's never going to stop, you know, it's never going to stop. And you know what? All they do is they step on our foot and our mouth drops open and they shove anything into it. Let me ask you a question. So, how are you doing with the non-surgical that you learned in the Wolf non-surgical course? Now, remember, everyone, that Guylaine has come and she is just starting slowly, right? And when you came, now you're doing whole life coach and perfect day consults for your friends, for your family. You're using the Wolf non-surgical on your family. And what are your family thinking? You compared to the chiropractor, naturopath, massage therapist, physiotherapist, and everything else out there. How do they feel about you now after this 22-day course? Do they respect you, or do they believe that you're some kind of flake?
I will tell you something. They don't have the choice to respect me because I respect myself.
Well, that's great. Are you making any headway with them in their own health?
You know what? About the Wolf non-surgical, they tell me that they have never known something like that. That has nothing to do with massage or chiropractor or orthopedic. No, that has nothing to do. And I can tell you something. Oh, it really works. It really works.
Can you give me some examples? Can you give some examples about what you've done? Okay, please. Thank you.
You are well on your chair?
I'm well on my chair. I won't fall off, I promise.
Fantastic. My husband has a recurrence of stage, I think it is stage 3 inflammation, because I don't want to say the 6 letters word, because this is not that. And he doesn't want to go to the hospital.
The medical system, everybody calls it, you know what, the death sentence thing. And we're going to leave that word alone, because it's just stage 3 or 4 inflammation. and they pick their own word, which means incurable, basically. But go ahead.
Absolutely. It's all bullshit.
Yeah,
it's all bullshit.
Bullshit.
Okay?
Bullshit. There you go.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
And so we discovered that he had another lymphoma for the third time under his armpit.
Okay, so everybody's, just so you know, lymphoma is your lymph system, and that means his lymph system is so sluggish that it became more like a swamp, and it didn't move enough, so it stagnated. And a lot of times that's because of not enough exercise and constipation, meaning not going to the bathroom enough or drinking enough proper water.
Absolutely, that's right. That's the
cause.
him. Yeah.
That's the cause of stage 3 inflammation. For inflammation, everyone, that's the real cause.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we began to we discovered that on the holidays, and we began just after the holidays, and with the products and the Odysee, the Biophysics, etc.
Right.
And I began to work on him. It's about 2 weeks ago. I mean, with the Wilf non-surgical.
Yes.
I began on his spine.
Okay.
And it was amazing for him.
So what happened when you worked on his spine? Did the lump come down under his arm?
Oh my! You won't believe me. I did the spine, and when he stood up to put his shirt, before that, we noticed that the lymph nodes under his armpit.
Yes, his lymph nodes under his armpit.
Yeah. Smaller. The first time.
Smaller.
I cannot. I'm so excited. You know what? I will tell you something. I am not afraid at all for him, either for me. I am in my present moment, and I work. And I can tell you something. When I work on the body, I'm just at my beginning, but what I can tell is it is like I always did that.
So did you ever take any other bodywork courses before this one?
No.
Okay, so listen, everyone. Do you understand?
It's the first time.
When she came to take the course, she was very nervous. When she went home, she was very nervous. And how are you now about working on people and helping to get rid of the irreversible? How are you to do that?
I feel blessed. I feel protected. I feel divine. And I know that I will do that all my life. I am 59, and it is just the beginning for me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So just know, everybody, she came to our 22-day course. It's only 22 days. So Wolf non-surgical, 9 days. And then the Wolf non-surgical is 12 days, and Whole Life Coach is 9 days. So it's 9 and a day off. And then the non-surgical was just 12 days. But this time, we're headed back to Barrie, right? I'm on my way, and I'll be in Barrie doing the Barrie course in just a couple of weeks, right? So we're about, 2.5 weeks from doing Barrie, Ontario course. So if anybody's interested, you want to go to braveheartnation.com. But we're going to be doing the Whole Life Coach. We're going to be doing the Wolf non-surgical, and then we're going to be doing the 3-day woman's pelvic course as well. So everybody, you really want to check that out, okay? And if not there, then you might want to come to Calgary or Australia. We'll be in Calgary in July, but we'll be in Australia in August, and we'll be in Chicago in the middle of June. So that'll be our tour and then we'll be finishing up. And then guess what? We'll be in Texas and Florida next September. So it's actually, we'll be there next, the beginning of October, actually. So next October, we'll be doing Texas and Florida. And in between there, we'll be setting up our new clinic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what's your plans? What's your future plans now that you've taken the course? You're getting more confident. You're starting to step into your power. Where would you like to go with this?
Where I want to go with this?
Yes, love.
I will do what I am meant to do.
Now, will you start working on other people or just your family?
No, not just my family. But because I am French, my situation. It is longer for me because I want to offer, some perfect day in French. So I want to have some notes for them, so they would be able to have the, all the how can I say that?
Well, look we have the new we'll have the
because I work in French.
Yeah, well, we'll have the new Perfect Day manual done in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. We'll send you the PDF, and then we can do a Google. I think maybe we can do a Google Translate, and then get somebody else to just finish that off, I guess.
Okay. Yes, that would be awesome.
Can you hold for 1 second?
All the treatments, all the treatments are fantastic. Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Yeah.
The products are unbelievable.
And just know that, everybody, we have.
What?
As far as the product,
I gave the black gold to my dog.
Yes.
And my female had really bad breath. And since I gave it to her, she smelled so good.
Does anybody know why her dog had bad breath? Her dog has bad breath because her dog's large intestine is rotting out.
Yes,
that's what bad breath is the dog's bowels were rotting. Hi, Daryl. Could I help my husband that has a benign bone tumor on his lower back? Yes. And guess what? You want to know something? You know what you just said, sweetie? This is a lady asking a question, Galen. And the benign tumor, guess what? If we were to go in and use Wolf non-surgical on that benign tumor, lovingly pulling the scar tissue apart, getting him on ionic calcium therapy, Marigen, you can call me if you want. We can talk about it. 469-861-9454. And then if we were to do non-surgical DMSO on it, pain away essential oil, get him on the ionic calcium to pull the calcium out of the fibroid, okay? And that's what it is. A benign tumor is more of a fibroid. And so it's not, a tumor means more cancerous. So it's actually a benign bone fibroid, not so much a tumor, okay? Now, and what you want to do, we would use Wolf non-surgical, lovingly pull that apart. And then if we could, we'd also want to use a Cellsonic on it, because Cellsonic is 25,000 volts. And if I were to take, let's say if the tumor was 3 inches by 3 inches, if I were to do about 250 pulses from the Cellsonic on that, and then I were to use my elbow, it would fall apart like butter in most cases. Fall apart like butter. I hope you guys all get this. Nobody wants to go in and touch this stuff. No, don't touch your stuff. Oh no, don't touch the pimple, don't touch the boil, don't touch the fibroid, don't touch the tumor. Okay, don't touch anything, don't touch yourself, don't touch your family, don't help yourself, don't help your family. Don't worry, we'll keep an eye on it for you. Are you like out of your skull? The patient must become the healer. Okay, the patient must become the practitioner. And then you know what? If you want, if you come be a practitioner with us, you can work your way all the way to getting your doctorate in natural medicine. So please, everyone, the sky's the limit. Do not believe them. They're full of BS. They're going to try to block us, rule us, school us. Not going to do it. I use DMSO and your essential oil to help with the pain. Yes, it will. But the problem is you're not doing it enough. You could put the essential oil on that, believe it or not, every 15 minutes to a half an hour. The DMSO, try the DMSO gel, and the DMSO cream's a little lighter, but the reality is that you want to layer it. You may not be able to put the DMSO and essential oils at the same time. It might be too fired up, but the reality is everything's about circulation. If you have perfect circulation, you have nothing wrong with you. Do you understand that? So wherever there is what we call a disease, there are no diseases, just symptoms where the practitioner didn't know what the heck they were doing. So the person got sicker. Let me tell you, symptoms are body's messages saying, do you think you could love me? Do you think you could figure this out? Do you think you could turn the burner not down but off? Do you think you could not try to manage pain, but master it and understand it's a GPS? Listen, we are so messed up. That's why I'm telling you that the herd's not going to change. The only way you're going to have a better life is if you're selfish enough to take massive personal action. What do you think, Ghislaine?
Absolutely. I am with you 100% and more.
Yeah.
We are so... We came on this earth to be ourselves. That's it.
Or to find ourselves.
But it is so profound. To be ourselves means no matter what people think about me, that's okay.
That's right. Mind your own business.
That's okay. No problem with that.
Yeah. You know what? If you could just totally love, honor, and respect yourself, do you think you would hurt another person, Ghislaine?
Never.
That's right.
Never.
Hurt people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people who love themselves, who accept themselves, how they are, they cannot hurt. They just love.
Yeah. Ghislaine, I want to say something to our followers today. I really mean this, everyone. If we don't learn how to love each other, respect each other, we will continually poison and even kill each other.
Absolutely.
And we will never, ever be able to do that until we stop killing ourselves and we stop hating certain things about ourselves. We have to learn to unconditionally love ourselves. And a lot of you believe that if you unconditionally love yourself, you're going to go to hell for it. You could go to jail for it, or something's going to happen to you. But, you know, the reality is that there's not a lot of logic left in this brain in the majority of the population. And they've made sure that you're so fearful. Wait till you see how people buckle into this 15-minute city. Watch how they all buy into this. Okay? All right?
Yeah.
So
I want to tell something.
Yes.
You know, there is a phrase, a word. It's a word of God to me.
Yes, love.
That says, like others, like you love yourself. It is really profound.
Yes, love.
So if I want to love others, how will I do if I don't love myself?
Yes.
I will just tell to the other one to love themselves, but I don't know how to do it myself. What will I show to them? Nothing.
You can't give what you're not.
Absolutely. So love the other as you love yourself.
Yes.
You have to make big changes. Take action, massive personal action, and never stop. You are amazing as you are.
That's true.
But you don't know it.
You don't know it. And you know what? You think about all the things that people said to you to make you feel less, that make you feel like you're undeserving, and it's not true.
Yeah.
I got a question here from baseball. I have an 18-year-old daughter that has a hard time keeping food down sometimes. Believe it or not, that's because something in her life is making her sick to her stomach. Okay? Mm-hmm. So there's only two things that stop you from keeping food down. You make me sick to my stomach. I make myself sick to my stomach. That makes me sick to my stomach. My stomach is tied in knots. And there's one other thing. When you're so constipated, your body will shut off wanting to eat. And that's what happens. Do you know, does everybody understand why the elderly will lose their appetite? Because did you ever notice when their urine starts to slow up, when their bowel movements slow up, they lose their appetite. And that means that they are starting to die. And the reality is they're all full of poo-poo. And listen, and the reality is it's so dehydrated. But here's the problem. The problem is that when the bowel shuts down and urination shuts down, the appetite will shut off. And as soon as you get the cork out of that person's butt, but remember something, as we get older, our programs go deeper and they're usually not good ones. Okay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, is there anything you'd like to leave everybody with?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
I'm so glad to be able to speak to you, even if I'm not perfectly bilingual.
Listen to me. Everybody's loving you more than me. You're the one with the sexy accent. I'm just
Thank you.
Okay.
I will leave you with that.
All right, sweetie.
You are amazing.
You are amazing. We are amazing. Everybody, we are amazing.
You are
together,
so amazing.
We are amazing. Together, there's no climate change. Together, there's no COVID. Together, okay, is what we were meant to be, is together.
Absolutely.
Together. Think about what you hate and stop it now. Think about what you hate and stop it now, okay? Because we love you.
Anyway. The body follows where the mind goes.
That's right. So don't be a landmine, guys, okay?
Absolutely, yes.
Everybody have a beautiful day. I might be coming back on later to show everybody about clapping and belly button therapy. What do you think of that? Everybody?
Woo-hoo!
Anybody want to play with their belly button? Okay, let's get a few. Okay, all right. Thank you, Galen. You have a beautiful day.
Thank you very much. I love you, and I send love to everyone that are listening to you. And take massive personal action. Don't be afraid, because fear doesn't exist. I love you.
I love you too, girl. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye now. So there is one more question here, and I'm not going to dive on you. Stage 4 cancer of stomach, any advice? Well, guess what? I'm going to tell you something. If I was going to have cancer, I would want stomach cancer. Does anybody know why? Because guess what? Think about it. If you only put high vibrational nutrition, okay, in your stomach, then that's what's going to happen. So if you've got stage 4 cancer, boy, you've been swallowing a bunch of BS emotionally and on a physical level. You've been swallowing garbage all your life. And I'm telling you this much, you've been putting up with a lot of BS. And that's the God's truth if you've got a stomach problem like that. Now, believe it or not, you can call me if you want at 469-861-9454. Just leave a message if you don't get me. But the reality is here, believe it or not, you do know that stage 4 cancer is stage 4 inflammation, and that means inflammation causes mucus production. And when you have inflammation, you eat up the oxygen in your cells. And you do know that Dr. Otto Warburg received the Nobel Prize for discovering the cause of cancer, which was lack of oxygen, 35% of lack of oxygen for more than 3 days. So you can put that in your pipe and smoke it. So how are we going to get rid of the mucus that's all caught up in your stomach from the inflammation? And how are we going to reduce the inflammation? And how are we going to bring the oxygen in? And how are we going to bring the pH back in your stomach? Well, it's not hard. It's not hard. And understand, if I had a stomach problem, I would do actually therapeutic vomiting. And you might go, oh my God, it's my stomach. I don't want to do that. Well, therapeutic vomiting, if it was done right with structured warm water, and just put maybe just a pinch of black diamond in. Okay, just a pinch of black diamond. Okay, black diamond. We have the only humic fulvic in the world that is not processed with chemicals, guys. You better get that. And if you did black diamond and black gold every day with some daily cleansing tea, you'd never have worms, you'd never have fungus, and you never have heavy metals. Did you hear what I just said? Or you can just let it all pile up and always be running around like an emergency 911. Let's get back to here though. So we were talking about the stomach cancer. So the reality is, if I had stomach cancer, what would be the answer? Well, the C in cancer stands for corruption, contamination, and conflict. Let's get rid of the conflict here. Let's get rid of the contamination in here so that we can get rid of the corruption in here. So that's it, corrupted cells. And the reality is this: you can call it cancer and then think it's a death sentence, or you can call it stage 4 inflammation and call it a wake-up call telling you to love, honor, and respect yourself more. And if you think I don't know what I'm talking about, that's quite all right, because I do. I've been dealing with stage 4 inflammation, stage 3, stage 2, stage 1. You know, my protocols were on cancertutor.com, and they were the most important protocols until I closed the Wolf Clinic about 17 years ago, because the reality is I was getting way too many cancer patients when I didn't want to be a cancer clinic. I wanted to be a healing clinic. So you can think about that if you really want, but understand something. You know what? Cancer becomes a death sentence when you believe it first, because your thoughts are everything. Your imagination creates your thoughts create emotions. And if those emotions are based on fight, fright, and flight, you're dumping adrenaline and cortisol, and you're upsetting your hydrochloric acid in your stomach, so you're going to go down. You might as well kiss your butt goodbye. So, you know, I asked Guylaine to come on because Guylaine came to the course. And the reality is, as you can believe it or not believe it, so, you know, you spend 22 days with us, we'll change your life forever. You'll become the practitioner you seek. You'll become the light for your family. You'll become the healer you want. But most people would never take the time. No, they'll just stay in they'll stay in their little rut, and they'll just suffer for the rest of their life, because they don't understand that until you change your beliefs, okay, you won't change your reality. And if you don't change, you cannot change reality without a personality change. My family has been taking the black gold for about a week now. Wow, we feel the difference, yes. But please kick in some daily cleansing tea. Please, please, please get the cork out. Daily cleansing tea will clean all of the detox organs, the lymph, the lungs, the bowels, the kidneys, and the blood, okay? So please just do that, and you're gonna see it's all just gonna be amazing. And then if you can kick some black diamond in that you put in your drinking water, just 1/8 of a teaspoon in every liter, okay, or a quart, you're gonna just, look at, if we just do gentle baby steps and create a perfect day for ourselves, we'll never be sick. We never have to worry about heavy metals. We'll never have to worry about fungus, never have to worry about worms. And black diamond, black gold, and daily cleansing tea take care of all of that, okay? Let me see here. Canada is not specific doing scan bone test health, sending Canadians to USA to do the test. Okay, so, you know, you can do a bone scan if you want, but just remember that's radiation, right? So those scans are radiation. That's what you're doing. So that's what an X-ray is. The reality is, I'm not telling you not to do it. I'm not telling you not to work with the medical system. But don't consider yourself an emergency. If you do, you're going to burn yourself up just from the stress. And the reality is, what are you waiting for? Why don't you just create the perfect day right now? Get a consultation for your husband or whoever this is. Get a consultation. Go to docofdetox.com. Click on consultations, $150. I'll give you your money back if you're not happy. The reality is if you knew how to eat, think, and drink, do you think that's going to make a difference? Do you think if you could stay in the present moment knowing it? We know that a cancer patient is only in the present moment 1% of their day. What the heck are you going to do with that? And you can't be in the present moment if you're fearful. You got to, and you know what? If you don't know how to put a slight smile on your face and connect to your breath, you're toast already. Watching from the colonic table. Love your work. Well, there's what you call dump the pounds, lighten the load. Okay. All right. Anyways, just so you know, our big sale's on right now. And did you hear what Guylaine said? She said that her husband has lymph cancer, and when he put his hand, they bought an Avicen, and when they did the Avicen, and he put his hand in the Avicen, it actually shrunk the tumor under his armpit. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? Avicen will increase the circulation, okay, by 66% in the human body. Yeah, a hyperbaric chamber won't even do that. It detoxifies 4 times more efficiently than an infrared sauna. Think about that. And all you got to do is put your hand in it, puts you into a parasympathetic state. And just so you know, that's also part of our sale. But go check out the science on that, everybody. Okay? All right. So I may come back later if I have time. I've got some interviews to do. I've got 4 different interviews to do. And then today I'm going to do a radio show. And I'm going to ask her, maybe what we'll do is during the radio show, when she comes on, you'll be able to hear her talking to me. And what I'll do is maybe I'll put the radio show on, all right, as well. But if I don't come on, just know this. How dangerous would you be if you totally unconditionally fell in love with yourself and you went out to actually fulfill all your dreams and your passions finding your purpose, how dangerous would you be? I would just say thank you very much. Thank you for changing the world. Thank you for waking up. God bless.